Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Broad Daylight with me, Priscilla. As I always say, we bring the right guests, ask the right questions, and make sure that we get the right information from the resource people that we bring here on Broad Daylight. Today, it is being said, or Ghana has been ranked, being dropped from 3rd place to the 60th. I mean, how? When it comes to World Press Freedom Index. And this report is by the Reporters Without Borders. So this is what they have brought, that Ghana has dropped to the 60th position from 30th to 60th. What a downfall. Today I'm here with one of Ghana's finest journalists with Metro TV Ghana, and he's in the person of Bright Nana Kwesi Amaning. And today we are going to have a nice conversation since he is a journalist and see the way forward when it comes to our practice here in Ghana. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I like your studios though. It's yeah.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
and thank you for having me anyways. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming too. I'm glad you honored the invitation.
Grateful. Yeah, I couldn't say no to you, so.
Oh.
I couldn't say no to you.
Okay. So you are a journalist. Before we start the whole conversation, how has journalism been in Ghana for you? How do you see journalism in Ghana?
Okay, so I've been practicing for close to 8 years.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, social media has evolved.
Okay.
It's the new, what we want to call the new media. It's not here, okay, and it's like in power competition with the traditional media, being the TV, the radio, and the newspaper and all that. It's in serious competition with it, and that is where every single problem starts from. For me, that's where I feel like it starts from. And so with this kind of competition, journalists are also forced to, in a way, wanting to be the first to break the stories. You know, because right now I don't think anybody walking on the street would want to rush to watch TV when something is happening. Because when you have your phone, you can just go on Twitter, on Facebook, or YouTube and just watch what's happening there. So you know, the bit of the competition right now for me is where the problem lies. And I know you're going to talk about the whole 100% drop from the 30th to the 60th and all that problem, but we'll get there. Yeah,
Interesting. So looking at the reports by the Reporter Without Border Index, what do you make of it?
It's
Your
sad.
general overview.
It's sad. It's pretty sad, but then asides issues like the murder of Ahmed Swali, who was killed brutally, and even as of now, we've not been able to even identify just one person who was involved in the murder, which is absurd. You know, like we don't even know if, I mean, what exact after how many months, and we can't even say that one person has been arrested or investigation has led us to this and that. Quite, it's serious. It makes you want to, in your own way, define how journalism in Ghana really is. I mean, we can talk of other countries where we even had Kijoki, who was murdered at an embassy. He was cut into pieces. His body was turned into acid for him to melt, and later tossed into septic tank and all that. But you know, even that's this morning in Mexico, 2 journalists have been shot dead. And so it's not just in Ghana, but the question is, till when? And can we make us safe? Can we not compare ourselves to other countries and say, even in Mexico, 2 people have been shot there, 2 just are dead, and even in near here? Can we say our part of the world, the practice of journalism is safe and good? Can we say that? Can we be part of it? First time in a very long time, 100% drop from the 30th to the 60th. Actually, come on.
It's a whole wahala.
Come on. Okay.
Anyway, has the practice of journalism or the safety of journalists, is it deteriorating?
I am a victim of abuse.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a victim of abuse. I mean, some time back, I think either 2012 or 16 elections, myself and my cameraman, we had to go and hide behind a tree. We're being lashed with stones and that's not bad.
Which report is that?
Yeah, I mean, don't let me go into details, but yes, it was during elections. I mean, we're just filing our report, and maybe a political party thought we're being biased, and I mean,
which political party?
Oh, come on, I mean, come on, it's about.
Which area did you have the cover?
It was Ablekuma. Yeah, we have a North Ablekuma South, but I don't have to mention it. But then it's so I'm a victim of abuse, and even I've had I've never said this thing anywhere before, but I've had a top official. So I went to this woman's office to go and interview her, and she demanded my questionnaire. She wanted to see how the question would be like. I didn't want to give to her because earlier we spoken already. I told you what you're going to talk about. Now she did the questions and she reached through it. My cameraman my sound guy was micing her too for the conversation. Now she took the questions and she goes like, "Who are you to ask me these questions? Are you BBC? Are you CNN? You think you are BBC to come in?" I'm like, "So you rather want to give this information to the BBC than give it to your own people in the country?" Like, what do you mean? She got angry. She took out the lapel, she dropped it, and she was like, "Bright, I like you a lot. You and I have been friends for a long time, but this, I can't do it."
What was the content of the questionnaire? If you can share.
If I tell you one line of what the question is, you know where who are. But then I mean, it all should tell you that the respect even journalists even get here in the country is so small. It's so small, okay, and it's so small that you can be insulted, you can be abused, and they see it to be normal. They think, oh, it's regular. I mean, they'll tell you journalists are always abused and it's normal. It is not normal. We are not punching bags. We are humans. The only mistake we've done is to report people's stories. I'm saying mistake, the quote unquote mistake, because that's why we are beaten and that's how come we are abused, because they see it to be a mistake. Why are we recording this? Why are we reporting that? My job is to report. God damn it. Like, what do you want me to do? That's my job, to report. Okay? But once people feel like because you're reporting and saying something and it's not in my favor, it means nothing. Just 2 weeks ago. I went for an event. And one side of the party says, okay, let me know.
Come, feel free.
One side of the party says, a faction of the people who are part of the party has been interdicted, and so they're not part of the party again. And so I was supposed to interview that side. I'm like, I can't interview one part of the party and leave the other. How do I write a complete story when I only have one part of the story? It doesn't make sense. And they tell me, I'm not going to, and they were like, okay, we're not going to invite you to our meetings again because you end up not reporting. Next week we won't report. But I'm like, does it make sense? You didn't even invite in the first place. You didn't invite me. I came here because I needed a story. I'm a journalist. I knew it was going to be a story, so I came here for the story. So you can't tell me who to interview or not to interview. Understand? Before every journalist leaves the newsroom, okay, there's something we do in the mornings called the editorial meeting. Every single morning, we sit down, we plan the content of the news bulletin, we plan how the day is supposed to be like in the newsroom. You understand? So every single thing we put on TV is intentional. So you can't tell me that because you have a problem with your colleague, so I can't interview him or her. You don't pay me. You don't pay me at the end of the month.
And where does balance and fairness comes in?
Exactly. You don't pay me at the end of the month. So I don't know. There's a certain perception about journalism in Ghana, and once we still have that, it will be so difficult for us to even execute our duties, and we will always and continuously be brutalized.
This is so serious. But in my practice as a journalist, do you sometimes go around?
Question my own colleagues at the office asked me when the conversation came up. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I'm saying this because it's two sides of the coin. We do in the sense that something like RTI, before you are given information, you have to go and apply. You can't tell me just wake up one day and just go to the office and say I'm coming for you because it's law and I'm entitled. I'm coming for the information. It doesn't work like that. You will not be given. You might even end up being thrown out, because even the RTI, there are some that you have to pay before you are given information. Yeah, you have to pay, and they will tell you if you are paying because of the process you might go through with the printing and all that. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's for another day. Yeah, that's for another day, anyways. But even that, that's how come it gets. That's how it gets. And sometimes we don't, because listen, my job is to be a journalist. My job is to make sure I point out the mistakes. My job is to make sure that I fish out what is hidden. So if I'm going to jump a wall to get my story, I will do it. God damn it. That's my job.
So you go overboard?
For the right reasons.
Okay.
Like, you understand, for the right reasons.
Do you have any instance to share?
Okay, so let's say I've come to your office. We are speaking. Yes, we are speaking. You are telling me all the stories, and you tell me you tell me on record, I'm going to kill this guy tomorrow, and I bring it to the office, and I'm editing my video for editor, and you call me later and you go like, right, can you not play the I'm going to kill this guy on TV? One, it's a threat on someone's life. I might not play it on TV, but my fellow reports. It's still me doing my gatekeeping duty, because I'm a gatekeeper. I'm like now we call ourselves the fourth estate of the country. Constitutionally, we are not.
Exactly.
But we are, because that's what we do. We make sure we keep the government in checks. The whole checks and balance goes through us and all that. Understand? So the fact that I'm not going to put it on TV doesn't mean I'm not going to report to you.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I've gone overboard. I've gone overboard to ensure that, one, the story has not been aired, but two, you've reported and a life has been saved. You understand? So it's like killing one bird with two stones. Even though I didn't air it, okay, I didn't air it and I satisfied you, you're part of it. I'm also going to satisfy myself and report it to a police station. And I'll end up satisfying another person who would have lost their life by reporting to the station. Like, you get it. So sometimes we can go overboard to do things, but for the right reasons, not for personal gains or whatever.
Right.
You know.
I see. Okay, so do you think that some private media houses owned by some top political officials also giving rise to the spread of rumors, propaganda, and then defamation?
You want to give a problem.
Of course.
You want to give a
On
problem.
this show, we give problems.
But you know what I say all the time? It's not our fault as journalists. You know. Yes, we have stations which are owned by politicians like Wontumi TV, Movement TV, Wontumi Radio, and all that. We also have the Power FM, XYZ, and all. They're all owned by politicians for agenda. One TV for agenda, owned by them. It's not our fault. It's not us. Sorry. Even in the US, Fox News is for Trump. Do you understand? When every TV station was reporting Joe Biden had won an election, Fox News said Trump was winning. That was misinformation. You understand? When everybody was saying that Trump is calling people racist and all that, Fox News said, hey, they're not racist, they're thieves. I could get it. So we will always have rich and powerful having their way. But it's our duty to ensure that what we are doing is right. You know, when Biden was not in power, I mean, CNN, they'll say a lot of stories about Trump. People will say that it's to make the Biden income administration to look good. I'll say no, that's not true. They are working to make sure that what they punch holes into your mistakes. And that's what they were doing perfectly. I mean, yeah, we all know CNN, blah blah blah. Yes, Biden came into power and he's created TNN Plus. You understand? And now we have the other side of the party saying, he's created because they did this and this for another election. But no, their job was to point out the fact. The question is, whatever that was stated by CNN, was it true or not? If it's true, that was their job. If it was not true, then they filed. But, my dear, it was true. Let's be honest. Every single thing was true. You get it? Even Twitter had to block Trump because he was calling racist, and it went to that extent. So I'm going to say this: you can still be owned by a political party or a political figure or something, but you can still be able to give out the right information. You can still be able to give your story out. Come on, let me ask you this question. As I see TV, as I see radio, right? Who is it? Who owns it? Who manages it?
Why do you want to?
No, I just want to ask you.
Why do you want me to say? I can't mention the person's name.
Don't mention. But we know those who are in charge of it. But have you ever heard any story about them publishing false information before?
No.
Have you ever heard it?
No.
That is it. You can be owned or managed by somebody who has interest, but you can also do your work diligently without having yourself soiled.